don't have an advertiser at the moment. You all have been so generous over all these many years, and we haven't been asking for donations simply because we had advertisers and now we don't. So we are asking any of you who can give any amount of money. You can do that through PayPal at stillreport@gmail.com, or Bill has a Patreon account. And if any of you have a business that you would like to advertise on our channel, let us know that as well.
Good evening. I'm still reporting on the Russia hoaxes. A new revelation today has made another Obama lie of the past explode across the news wires thanks to a newly declassified set of documents.
That this whole thing is just a big waste of time to even talk about. It is simply a distraction from what's really going
Right.
on, and people aren't really paying attention to what's going on. You know, just the other day, Kash Patel opened up an investigation into James Comey, Clapper, Brennan, Obama, the whole 9 yards. And just today, Tulsi Gabbard declassified some information that is so damning to the Obama administration as far as the Russia collusion delusion goes, whereas the intel that they received in the presidential briefing was that no, the Russians did not interfere in the 2016 elections. Well, then they had a meeting with Clapper, Brennan, Obama, and they requested another intel assessment. And the second intel assessment said, well, oh, yes, by the way, Russia did interfere with the 2016 election and helped Trump.
So, to make it easier to understand, someone put up this nice graphic on X. You see at the very top the real Intel assessment, the original Intel assessment, which was Russia and criminal actors did not impact recent U.S. election results by conducting cyber attacks on U.S. infrastructure. But then Team Obama-Biden started panicking. On December 8th, shortly after the election, the intel community met at the White House with Obama. They decided to pull the previous honest assessment on the possible danger from Russian internet interference operations on the election and destroyed it. On December 9th, they held a secret meeting in the White House to try to decide what to do. Under Obama's orders, the intel community begins to outline a new, totally false assessment to claim the election was hacked by the Russians to help Trump win. Then they fed these bogus new documents into the Washington Post, the New York Times, and NBC News for widespread public dissemination.
Evidence that they cooked up was what we all know about, which was the Steele dossier and Hillary.
Oh, look what Hillary brought in the door. Oh, yeah, that looks good.
And do you remember who delivered that to James Comey? Or,
His daughter?
no, John McCain,
John McCain.
because they didn't want it to look like they created it.
All
And
right,
they had a Republican bring it in.
so-called.
Somebody had leaked it to him. Which, of course, the dossier, as we all know, was created by the Hillary campaign. They didn't get their hands on it from Hillary. She had a sneaky way of getting it to them. But in any case, everything is breaking wide open. All of this stuff is coming out. We're beginning to get the truth. We're beginning to see some of these things happening. And people keep screaming, when are the arrests coming? They're coming. It's
And
time.
that is why the Epstein diversion confusion is thrown out there in the middle of the roadway because they saw this other stuff coming down that roadway.
Exactly. And they're desperate to try to attach President Trump to Jeffrey Epstein and make it look like they were friends, which everybody knows they weren't. Not only that, but everybody knows President Trump doesn't type, and this birthday card was supposedly typed. He doesn't do emails, he doesn't type, he doesn't do that kind of thing. And so there's that, but they don't have it. They don't have this birthday card. They lost it.
The Wall Street Journal.
Right. So they published this salacious information, and supposedly, I don't even want to talk about it, but supposedly President Trump drew a picture of a naked lady on the card. And I want to remind people too that President Trump is the one who kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. President Trump is the only one who would speak out against him when they were investigating this whole thing. And if you look at all the players in this, it's the same people. They're just trying to. I think the news is so good coming from the Trump camp that they're just trying to muddy the waters with all of this. But President Trump has told Pam Bondi, a judge actually has to release the documents.
Right.
So she has to go to the judiciary branch and ask them, I guess, to release the documents. And he has told her to do any credible documents, but they're so messed up by now.
So a judge would have to take the responsibility for destroying people's careers if
Right.
it was malicious and wrong stuff. They would still put it out. That'd be the end of their career.
Right. Right. And we wanted to mention also the fact that it's probably buried in the news somewhere that the House has passed what they're calling the rescission bill that will defund NPR, PBS, etc.
Doesn't it also claw that money back or
Yeah,
claw a certain amount of it back?
that's what rescission means.
Uh-huh.
It's the rescission bill, and that now the Senate passed it, the House has passed it. All it needs is President Trump's signature, and now the wealthy Democrat donors are going to have to pony up and meet the
Yeah,
shortfall.
U.S. government's not going to fund half of their or whatever it is.
Well, yeah, and I mean, so that they already have their own networks, so there we go. And they need to not call it PBS, not public broadcasting. It should be DPS, Democrat DBS, Democrat Broadcasting, along with CNN, Clinton News Network, and all the other ones that they have. I did find it very interesting that the Democrats who are no longer donating to the Democrat Party are now going to have to pay more for the NPR. So we wanted to make sure we mentioned that they did pass that. And, everybody said he's going to have a hard time getting legislation passed. And yes, he is, because we have all these rhinos. But look at what all has been managed to be passed. And that's all. Bye.